So the Eagles just got done playing the Detroit Lions, and this was a dominating performance from the Eagles. The Eagles completely blew them out, 44-6. I'm honestly very surprised that the Eagles won this game. Not because they won, because, if you listen to my picks, I picked against the Eagles. I didn't see them coming out with a performance like this. And the reason is they did something that they just have chosen not to do the entire season. They ran the football. Even with the Miles Sanders injury, they came out with Boston Scott, who he's not a big running back, and they ran him up the middle. They brought Jordan Howard up to the active roster, and he ran up the middle. The Eagles decided, we are going to run the football down your throat, and there's not a dang thing you can do about it. And that's what they did to the Lions, and the Lions couldn't do anything about it. Now, for this game, even though the Eagles won, they blew out the Lions. It was nice to see the Eagles get a blowout and win. But it's still frustrating. And the reason why I'm saying it's still frustrating is because if the Eagles could have had this game plan throughout the entire season, they could have more wins right now. Theoretically speaking, the Eagles run the ball more. Jalen Hurts could be further along in his development, and the Eagles might have one or two more wins right now. Instead of being 3-5, maybe they're 4-3. Maybe they have a winning record, or maybe they're at least 500. But the fact of the matter is, the Eagles were so pass happy early in their season. They looked so bad because they couldn't convert first downs. They couldn't do anything right on offense. And on the defense, they did nothing imaginative. They're about as vanilla ice cream. I mean, there was no variety to them. But this game was different. The defense blitzed. They blitzed not just once or twice. They blitzed multiple times on third down. They forced Jared Goff off his spot. They forced him to make mistakes. They forced him to hold on to the football. And he got sacked. The Eagles had about 5 sacks in this game. We saw Josh Sweat come alive. We saw a lot. Derek Barnett had a freaking sack of all people. Of all people, Derek Barnett actually got involved in hitting the quarterback, and he wasn't flagged for it. This game was a complete and utter turnaround from what we've seen from this football team the entire season. And yes, I do understand. This is an 0-7 Detroit Lion team. This Lion team is not good whatsoever. And honestly, the Eagles should have come out and kicked their ass, which they did. But the way the Eagles did it, the way they seemed to decide, okay, what we did the first 7 weeks isn't working. We're going to go with running the football. We're going to let our offensive linemen get their heads down, start really whooping the defensive line, and allowing our running backs and playmakers to make plays. This was probably the easiest game for Jalen Hurts this season. And let me be clear. Jalen Hurts made some mistakes in this game. He missed guys open. He held the football too long. But it was minimized. His inconsistencies, his shortcomings were minimized in this game. And that really helped him to be effective. He was allowed to go ahead and make plays on the run. He was able to ad-lib. And he was able to make effective plays. Yeah, the receivers didn't really do too much today, but they got them involved in different ways. Before Jalen Reagor got hurt, hopefully he's going to be okay, they were putting him in motion. They were handing off to him in different ways. They were getting creative on offense of how to get their playmakers involved. I was impressed. This is what I expected from this coaching staff. To do things that are innovative, to get guys with the football in motion, in space, do something to make these guys, make plays. And for the past 7 weeks, they had not done that until this game. Yeah, they did a little bit against Kansas City. Yeah, we saw little sprinkles against the Raiders, but it always fell apart. It always never was consistent. This game it was. And even when Reagor got hurt, just like last week when we saw Sanders get hurt, the Eagles went away from the running game. This week when Reagor got hurt, they didn't get away from doing some of the stuff they were doing. They continued to pound the football. They continued to put some guys in motion. They continued to make the game easier for Jalen Hurts. And that's the important thing. When you got a young quarterback like Jalen Hurts right now, you got to make the game as easy as possible for him. Don't put everything on his shoulder. He's going to make his mistakes. But if you can minimize those mistakes and maximize what he's good at, which is running the football and hitting guys when they're open, you're going to have a good quarterback. You're going to get some good quarterback play. We're going to start seeing maybe Jalen Hurts take some steps forward. And he did take some steps forward this week. I saw a couple throws where he put it when there was a guy covered. He actually threw the football to the guy. There was a play early in the game with Quez Watkins. There was a guy on him. He led him perfectly, and Quez Watkins made a play on the football. That's why I want to see more from Jalen Hurts right now. And yeah, this game, he barely had 100 yards passing, but I want to see more. I want to see him get more comfortable in this offense. I want to see him, maybe throw a pass that's in coverage to throw a guy open. I want to see more of that. I saw some anticipation throws. I saw some improvement in this game. It wasn't much, but when you have a really good running game, you make the game so much easier on your quarterback, they're going to look a hell of a lot better. And let me also talk about Dallas Goedert. We're finally getting our tight end involved. A couple weeks ago, the Eagles traded Zach Ertz. It was time to let him go. We have to see what we have in Goddard, and we got to let him be the number one tight end. The past 2 weeks, Dallas Goedert has shown up. He's gotten over 70 yards. He's gotten last week, he only had about 3 or 4 catches. This week, he had 6. He should be getting about 6 catches a game. We should be involving him more and more into the offense, and I'm thrilled to see we actually did that this week. Let me also talk about Jordan Howard. This guy's been on the practice squad for how many weeks? And they finally elevate him. He has 12 carries, 50 yards, and 2 touchdowns. This is a guy who's been on your practice squad for 7 weeks, and you finally get him involved, and he goes off for you. This is a type of physical running game the Eagles need. We are built to be a physical running football team. You can have Jordan Howard mixing guys with Boston Scott, Kenny Gainwell, and even with Miles Sanders when he comes back. But without that physical ground and pound, you're going to struggle in those short yard situations. And the Eagles were successful with it today because they had a running back who could go get the tough yardage. He was running over people today. That was great to see. Yes, I get it. It's the 0-7 Detroit Lions. But this is a type of game plan. This is a type of calls that I've been wanting from the Eagles. This is what they should have been doing since the beginning of the season. And the fact they had it is so damn frustrating that now we get to see it. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, you guys could be so much better right now. I wouldn't be thinking we should be in full-blown tank mode if you actually called a game like this. But, hey, that is what it is right now. It was good to see offensively the Eagles take control of the line of scrimmage and basically punch Detroit in the mouth. And I hope that the offense continues this game plan next week. Now let me get some praise to the defense, because they did what they were supposed to. They got pressure. That made Jared Goff's day hell. Yeah, Goff had a high completion percentage, but you know what? A lot of those plays they called, the Eagles wrapped up to the football. The D-line got in Goff's face. The linebackers made plays on screens. TJ Edwards made some good plays. Alex Singletary got some pressures on some blitzes. This defense was actually making plays. They were being aggressive. And because of their aggressiveness, they were able to throw Detroit back. They got them on their back foot. They were able to get pressure on Jared Goff. They never established a running game. And late in the third quarter, they were able to force a turnover by a great punch out by Avonte Maddox and great awareness by Darius Slay to pick it up and run it into the end zone. This is what I've been wanting to see from this defense. Something different. Not this go ahead, play 10 yards back and bleed to death. I'm tired of that crap. It's not working. If you blitz and you get burned over your head out every now and again, I can live with that. But at least you're trying something different, and they tried something different in this game, and it actually worked. But my question for the rest of the season for the Eagles is this. Who the hell are the real Philadelphia Eagles? Can the real Eagles please stand up? Or are you the team that just decides to throw it 50 times because you think you're being cute and fancy all year? Or are you a football team who's going to go ahead and run the football, play smash mouth, control time of possession, and make the job life easier for your quarterback and your defense? I mean, that's really the question I have right now because of this game. And yes, I get it. This is the 0-7, now 0-8 Detroit Lions. The Lions played a horrible game. They had an opportunity to score a field goal late in the first half. They make a boneheaded decision not calling a timeout, and then they go ahead and go for it on the fourth down. The Eagles capitalize by forcing a turnover on downs. I get it. It's the 0-7, 0-8 Detroit Lions. They are a bad football team. I'm not saying the Eagles are a good football team. All I'm looking for the Eagles is to be competent. Show me you know what the hell you're doing. If it doesn't work, so be it. But at least show me you know what you're doing. Show me you understand football. Because when the fans seem to understand football better than the coaches, there's a problem. And for a large majority of the season, that has been the problem with the Eagles. Us as fans, we see the problems, and we're preaching about the same thing every week, and the Eagles do nothing different about it. I guess it takes an 0-7 Detroit Lion team for you to realize what you're actually good at. I've said it before. I've said it in a few of my keys to victory for the Eagles. If they control the time of possession, they convert third downs, and they go ahead and they make the game easier for Jalen Hurts, that's going to help your defense too. Because now your defense doesn't have to be on the field as much. You look at the time of possession, at one point the Eagles had the football for 11 minutes more than the Detroit Lions. That's what we need to do every week. That's how we can make our defense better. You saw how our defense looked today. They looked fresh. They were actually making plays. They looked energized. This is what we need from our defense. They need to be fresh. They can't be demoralized. They can't be reacting. They have to be aggressive. And you know what? If they get beat, so be it. Our corners are better than what they used to be. Yeah, they're going to get beat every now and again. Nobody's perfect. But give them the opportunity to make a play. Let your defensive line get there. Let your linebackers hunt. Let your guys go after the quarterback and make a play. Because you saw it in this game. They were able to make plays on the Lions. And the Lions look like a joke. They didn't know what to do. They weren't ready for this. So, yeah, I thought this was a great game. Good game by the Eagles. I'm going to enjoy the hell out of it because the past few weeks have been stressful as all hell because this team has been maddening. So it's good to get a nice blowout victory. Don't know what it means for the rest of the season. We'll eventually find out what happens on the trade deadline. There's been a lot of rumors about this football team, who they're going to trade, what they're going to do. It's going to be interesting what they think after beating Detroit the way they did. It shouldn't change too much of the mentality of this football team, but we got Howie Roseman to deal with, and his attitude is going to be trade and deal, see what happens. So that's going to be interesting. If there's any big trades that the Eagles make by that time, I'll make a video about it and discuss it. Until then, I'm going to enjoy this win, and hopefully we can see at least good, competent football for the rest of the season. With that, thanks again for listening. If you enjoy what you're listening to, please hit the like button. And if you agree or disagree with anything I say, please say it in the comment section below. With that, I'll catch you all later. Peace.